Namaste, Sat Shri Akal, Khencho, and welcome to my channel.
And it's been ages that I haven't spoken to the camera.
But guess what? I'm back.
With the hottest talk you've never heard.
Since I have been so free during this time, my cousin gave me this idea of documenting my life. Like, that's what I always wanted to do, but I just couldn't figure it out in words. And now that I have, I've decided to take action as well. Here it is, Lockdown Tales with Praveen Korgulati. And here's a cup of tea, and I'm just gonna have a chat session with you all, and I hope you guys like it. Please get yourself a cup of coffee and sit and listen. I'm just kidding, just have fun, guys. What? Today's video is going to be about how I ended up in Manchester. Oh my god, it's like, I feel like my story is so dramatic. Everything happens with drama, like, because I'm that person, I guess. I don't know. So what happened is, in my 10th grade, I was a very shy student, very afraid student. I was afraid in life generally. I don't know why. I was actually a very good biology student. I even topped in my school, but I did not want to pursue medicine, so that left me with not knowing what to do, and because of that I stressed a lot in my 12th grade. I've lived all my life in Delhi, but halfway through my 12th grade my parents decided to move to Dubai, so I studied the last 6 months with my nana and nani in their house. And yes, I cried a lot, trust my mercy, because I was just like so afraid of life and everything, and my sister suggested that I go abroad to study, and I said no. I was very emotionally attached to my parents. I was a sensitive child, and that wasn't an option for me at all, and plus I didn't even know what to do. But because I had to think of an option in Dubai, the universities over there are pretty chill, so I knew that getting admission wouldn't be a problem, but I did not know what to do. I did not want to do business because I had not done it in my life previously, and I had no idea what the career options are. Eventually I thought, you know what, I'll let it be, give my grades, go back to Dubai, and then check the universities out there. And when I went there, I have so many cousins over there, and one of my cousin who is my age was actually applying to study in Canada and UK, which kinda made me feel like trying, but I was still so afraid. I was like, you know what, let it be, I can't be bothered thinking that I won't get admission, to be very frank. And even though I was a good student, I struggled a lot mentally. But while checking the universities out in Dubai, my sisters kept persuading me to, at least just apply. And I would cry, like, why are you pressurizing me? And I'm anyway struggling so much, I don't even know what course I want to do, what will I apply, what will I do. And in Dubai I thought I'll just go with computer engineering because it has scope and everything. I was actually thinking of biotechnology as well, because I love genes and study of genes and RNA. I never liked the human body, that's why I did not want to pursue medicine, but I did like genes and RNA. That's why biotechnology was one other option. But because it did not have scope in Dubai, I thought, you know what, let it be. I've never done computer studies in my life, but I don't know why, I just felt like going down that path. And while all this was happening, I have so many cousins in Dubai that even they convinced me. It seemed like as if they are promoting studying abroad or something like that, and I was just like, no means no. But somehow, out of the blue, my mind changed. Actually, everyone around me was just suggesting that I go abroad. With this, my chachaji who said that he's gonna send his daughter abroad to study abroad when she comes in 12th, to like my cousins who said you'll regret not going, this and that and this and that. And you know what, I thought I'll just apply. I wrote my personal statement down in 2 days, literally 2 days, for biotechnology, because I knew I'd studied genes and RNA, and it was a field of my interest, so it was easy for me to write that. And then in somehow like 5 days maybe, I managed to like finish my application. And after submitting my application, I would just hope every day that my application gets through, because if it didn't, my confidence would have been affected deeply, and I know that. I applied to 5 universities. I got admission into 3. I think going to Manchester was just meant to be, because while applying for my application, I remember that I hadn't selected University of Manchester, but somehow last minute I saw that it has a better ranking than one of the other universities, and I changed it. So I really think going to Manchester was just meant to be. Also, another fun fact is that my parents thought that I was actually meant to study in London because some Baba came and told them about this when I was very young, you know. Uh, and although I didn't go to London, I studied in Manchester, but it's close, you know. But I still think, guess what? I still think I will end up studying London. I plan to pursue higher education, so you never know, that might also come true. So somehow I managed to apply. My dad said he's not gonna let me go. He just asked me to apply. So I was actually relieved by that time. I didn't care much. After I got my results and I got accepted into the universities, the decision was still unknown. My parents had their doubts. They did not know whether to let me go or not go. You know, all parents do. That wasn't new to me. Also, the universities in UK are very expensive. I had no idea until after I got admission. I thought, like, is it even worth it? I didn't not even know what I want to do with the degree, you know. Was it worth spending that amount of money for a degree which I had no idea where it would take me? My dad just said that apply for your visa and then we'll see what to do. And that's what I did. It took me a week or so to like finish that process, and after that we had vacation plans. We went to Switzerland, which was a lot of fun, until one day I get an email from the government of UK saying that my visa got rejected. Imagine getting that news when you're in the middle of amazing beauty, nature, whatever. I was so happy, and out of nowhere I get this news. It was heartbreaking. Like, I know I did not want to go study abroad, but you know, I did start seeing dreams. I had a few things going on in my head, so that was really sad. I thought maybe my interview didn't go well or something like that, but then after like 15 minutes of crying, I again read the email and saw that apparently one of the days the balance went below a certain amount that it needed to be, which was actually my dad's fault because I told him that the minimum balance should be this much for 28 consecutive days. And I checked, and guess what? That wasn't the case. It was, but then he put more money, so technically the balance wasn't below that amount that day. It was sad, but I was like, maybe it's not meant to be. I cannot forget that day. And then, because the reason for their rejection was kind of invalid, we decided to appeal their decision. And my dad said even if that got rejected, we're gonna apply again for the visa. So we appealed, and after that we had plans to go to UK. After Switzerland, we had a ticket to London. And when I was at the airport during immigration, they stopped me. They said, your visa got rejected, and I said yes, but I've appealed. They said, you know, you cannot study under tourist visa over here, right? I said, yes, I know that, guys. Then they stopped me. They kept me waiting for 5 minutes with my family, and then they said, you'll be stopped one more time, but after that you'll be free to go. Inside my head I was thinking, what does that mean? But to them I just said okay. So I went to London. I actually even went to check out my university in Manchester, which I did not want to, thinking that I'll not get the visa, and I just don't want to like have high hopes or anything. And that day it was raining so heavily. We went to the Stockport building. It wasn't an open day. I did not arrange a campus tour for myself. I was so stupid. Oh my god, I would have changed so many things if I could go back in time. But anyway, it's been all good, never mind. So then when I went back to Dubai, things were normal. I was just waiting for my result, and then one day I woke up, randomly checked my phone, saw there's an email from the UK government, and guess what? The visa got accepted. They overturned their decision because it was their fault, which is very rare, by the way. I just got lucky. I jumped off my bed, I ran to my parents' room, and I said my visa got accepted, yay, this and that. And my dad, I feel like he took it on himself that the visa got rejected, so he was kind of relieved about that. He didn't even care about me going abroad. It's more like, oh, you should just get the visa, you know. And I was like super happy. I didn't even know if I was going. I was just happy that I got the visa. And then as soon as I got my visa, I booked my flight for 3 days later, I guess, and whoop whoop, I went to Manchester. Actually, you know what? I didn't even go to Manchester. I went to London first. And then another crazy story starts. So we had a train from London to Manchester, which we had booked on Trainline. My brother did it for us, and I had no idea how that app worked. That time, some miscommunication happened. We took a screenshot instead of using the app, and the guy did not let us in based on that screenshot, and we missed our train. And the next train costed us like £70 per person. So another big disappointment on our way to Manchester. So you know, for 3 people, £70 ticket each person, it was too expensive. We had no option. We took the next train, we paid that amount of money, and when we reached Manchester, we took the bus to my accommodation. And guess what, when I went there, I was actually amazed to see so many students. It felt a little good, you know. I took my keys, I felt responsible because I was handling everything. When I applied for my visa, it was me. I applied for my own application. Now then I applied for my accommodation. Now I'm going to collect my keys, and you know, engaging with so many people, and I'm actually doing real work, you know. It felt adult-ish you know. And while that was happening, I was actually super sad inside because my parents were gonna leave 2-3 days later, and I did not want that. So the person, I was actually happy till the time I was collecting my fees, and then this one person, he guided us to my room, and as soon as I entered that room of my accommodation, I felt so bad. It was so depressing. The walls were pale. It was so small, and it wasn't dirty. It wasn't gross, but it was very dull. Like, and I saw it, and I just felt like my parents are leaving me in this hell, and they're gonna go. That's exactly what was going on in my mind. I thought I'll make no friends, and I'm gonna struggle so much. How will I live alone? And so many thoughts went inside my head. In fact, I was actually thinking like, as if my parents just want to leave me and go, you know. I pushed them. I said, leave me, just go, leave me alone. That's what I started telling them, and they were like, what are you saying? I said, just go, that's what you want, right? Just go. And then they left my room because I actually did not let them stay inside, you know. They went to the subway nearby. They said, come on, relax, calm down. I was like, no, I'm going to go collect my student ID. They did not know this was going on inside me because I did not show it to them, but I was really sad, and that they knew. So I went to collect my student ID. I was crying. I was standing in the queue and I was crying. I don't know what worse thoughts went inside my head, thinking that I'm gonna like just stay alone and get lonely and depressed. I don't know what. I was so stupid. I don't know what went inside my head, and I was crying badly. I actually pity that person. Like, I feel sad for my younger self sometimes. You know. And when that happened, I went to collect my student ID. I went back, and on my way back, I saw my parents in subway. I went to them, and I bursted. I cried so much. I just couldn't stop. My mom she went and she got a Subway for me, thinking I'm hungry, and I didn't want to eat. I just cried. I was like hugging her and crying throughout. I was like, what is this? My parents saw me in that state. It was miserable. Okay, they saw me and they said, you know what, we're gonna go back. We're not letting you stay alone here, don't worry. But I said, I'm gonna feel embarrassed, you know, like people are gonna judge me, and I can't just go back now, you know. They said, shut up, and we're gonna go back. And I had a hotel booked in Holiday Inn, and I stayed the night over there. And because I cried so much, my parents decided that they're not going to stay in Manchester for 2 more days, but we'll go back to London. Their tickets were preponed, and my ticket was also booked again by my brother. By that time, we learned how to use Trainline, by the way. And yes, so they booked my ticket to London, and we decided to go back. But the next day at 9 a.m. I had some session, okay. So I thought I'll just attend that and then go back, you know, just to see how it's like. And I remember my alarm rang at 9 a.m. in the morning, and I was so sleepy that I thought, you know what, it's pointless because I'm anyways gonna go back now. But somehow, I don't know what changed, that I decided to run. I went back to my accommodation, changed my clothes, and I went to the university place where the session was held. And I met so many new people from different backgrounds. I remember, actually, firstly, I remember standing in a queue to go to the theater, and I saw a few people there talking to each other. There was a big queue, and people were talking to each other, but I was just like a little shy and everything. I was just observing people. After that, we were taken to a session where it was just biotechnology students and not like a group of 500 people. We were just 30 of us, which was better. And that's when I engaged to so many people, and I kind of liked communicating with them. You know, it felt new to me. They did not know me, I did not know them, so everything was new, and I was actually talking for a change. You know, I'm a very shy student, but that day it was somehow I started talking and I communicated, and I thought, what if I'm making this mistake? You know, maybe I should stay. My parents were calling me, and the session wasn't over yet, so I thought to myself what to do, and I said I'm gonna give it a chance. But I hadn't told my parents this yet, so as soon as the session got over, I ran to my parents. They were outside the university place waiting for me with the bags, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a chance. If it doesn't work out, I'll come back. And they said, are you sure? We have a ticket booked in an hour, we're getting late, we need to take the bus, go to the train station, your ticket is also booked, are you sure you don't want to come? I said, yes, I'm sure I don't want to come. So yeah, they just left. I dropped them to the bus station and they just left. It was really hard for me to say that I'm gonna stay, because I had literally nothing to do the entire day. So as soon as they left, I started crying again. But I knew I had to stay because I just needed to test myself for a few days before actually confirming that I don't wanna stay or I want to stay. You know, I cannot just give up. I need to give it a few days. And trust me, the first semester was very hard for me. I did so many new things, and maybe that helped me go through the struggles that I went through, you know, like the loneliness and the fear. Maybe it was really hard for me to stay, you know, like I had nothing to do the entire day, but I did not want to give up on it. Like I said, I thought to myself that at least I should give it a week before deciding whether I want to continue this journey or not. And but I had nothing to do, so all I did was overthinking. As I said, I was a very anxious child who thought a lot, so it was really hard for me to like be there at that time without anyone, no friends, nobody I knew. And I wasn't so much of a explorer in life, so I didn't care about the city as such. These things didn't matter to me. To me, if it's more about the people I'm with, you know. It was very difficult for me to make friends. I was afraid of that as well. Like, what if I just end up being alone the entire 3 years? I guess the 1 hour of happiness that I got while meeting culturally diverse people actually made it worth the struggle. Because why else would I sit in my bedroom crying for no reason when I had the option to go back, you know? My parents were very supportive. That, and my sisters too, like they were never really hard on me. They said if you don't want to stay, don't stay. Like that is up to you. I know if my sisters had gotten this opportunity instead of me, they would have loved it, and they would have like been so thankful and grateful and everything, you know. But for me, I guess I got this opportunity because I needed it. I needed to open up to the world. Please do like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back again with another hot cup of tea and good stories. Okay, take care. Bye bye.